Right. So in the last class, we discussed about the SQL Server installations. We also discussed about the SSMS installation. So, and also discussed about the services and folders that gets created when you install the SQL Server. How many services will be created? How many folders will be created? What is the use of each service? What is the use of each folder? Okay. So all these things we discussed in the previous sessions. In this session, we'll explore the SSMS Management Studio. What is SSMS? What is the use of the SSMS? How to open the SSMS? What and all options will be there in the SSMS? All these things will be discussed. We'll also discuss database creation, how to create a database, what kind of files that gets created when you create a database, how the data will be organized physically in the databases, how the data will be organized logically in the databases. All these things will be discussed in the in today's sessions, guys. Okay. So Management Studio, okay, is a tool to connect to the running instances. If the server is running, then only we can connect to the SQL Server using the Management Studio. We can connect to the SQL Server using two ways. One is Management Studio. Second one is command prompt. Okay, what is that, guys? Using SQL CMD. Using SQL CMD also, we can connect to the SQL servers. SQL CMD is nothing but SQL command prompt. So to manage the connections using SQL CMD, you should know the commands, guys. But we don't want to use SQL CMD. It's not important. Why? Because we have, anyhow, we can fulfill all the requirements using Management Studio. Everything we can complete it in the Management Studio. And again, there is no use of using SQL CMD or SQL command prompt. Okay, so nothing to worry about the SQL CMD. Sometimes if Management Studio is having issues, or sometimes we have to start SQL servers in single user mode. So in such scenarios, we'll use command prompt. Okay. Instead of Management Studio, we'll use command prompt. That too, very simple commands will be there. Okay. So if you explore it, you can see what and all commands are there to connect to SQL Server. Once you connect it to SQL servers, the other commands are same, even though you are running the commands in the Management Studio or you are running the commands in the SQL CMD, the commands are same. But to connect to the SQL server in the SQL CMD, we have a small command, guys. Okay, I'll show you later. Let's go with the Management Studio first. So how to install Management Studio? So up to 2014, SSMS is part of the SQL Server installation, guys. Up to 2014, SSMS is part of the SQL Server installation. From 2016 onwards, SSMS is separated. Okay, from 2016 onwards, SSMS is separated, guys. Means you have to download it separately and you have to install it separately. Yeah. Whereas up to 2014, while installing the shared features, if you remember, there is one more shared feature called management tools. There is one more shared feature called management tools. Okay. If you select that management tools, automatically Management Studio will be installed, guys. This is for up to 2014, means 2005, 2008, 8R2, 12, and SQL Server 14. So up to 2014, In the shared features, SSMS is also a shared feature, guys. If you are installing 50 instances in the machine, no need to install 50 SSMS copies. SSMS is only one copy. Okay, that is a shared feature. You can still install SSMS guys, but not required for all 50 instances. One SSMS copy is enough to connect to all the versions of the SQL Server. Are you getting the point, guys? So actually, SQL Server Management Studio was introduced from SQL Server 2005. SQL Server Management Studio was introduced from SQL Server 2005. But how we will connect to SQL Server 2000 instances, guys? If SSMS is introduced from 2005, 1 minute, just 1 minute. Right. So SQL Server Management Studio was introduced from SQL Server 2005, guys. But what about SQL Server 2000? How we will connect to SQL Server 2000? Any idea?
With the help of query analyzer.
Very good, Wahab. Okay, we have one tool before Management Studio. We have one tool called Query Analyzer. Okay, sometimes in the interviews they will ask query analyzer using this is also same as SSMS only, just the interface will be little different. 20 years back, right? Like in the year of 2000 means you can imagine. So this is also same as your SSMS, but the interface and all will be little different. The name itself is query analyzer, guys. This will be used, okay, to connect to SQL Server 2000. That's it. From 2005 onwards, we have SSMS. Okay, from 2005 onwards, we have SSMS. Okay, and from 2016, SSMS is separated so that you have to download it separately and you have to install it separately. Okay, you can install SSMS before SQL Server installation or after SQL installation. It's not like after SQL Server installation only you have to install SSMS. Again, SSMS is a client that will be used to connect to the running instances. If the SQL Server is not running, we cannot connect to the SSM. We cannot connect to the SQL Server using SSMS, guys. SSMS will be helpful to connect to the running instances. Okay. So how to download it, guys? Just simply go to Google. You can type SSMS, download SSMS. Very simple link. You will get it in the Microsoft website. The first website itself is a Microsoft website with a downloadable link. You can just click on that. There will be no other options. There will be no extra options. Okay, very simple. Just download button will be there. Download the SSMS, which I shown you in the last weekend session, guys. Okay, you can simply download the SSMS. And if RDP is working, you can directly copy paste SSMS. Okay, which the latest version of SSMS is 20.2, I guess, 2020 change. And I gave you 18.2, any version of SSMS will work, nothing to worry. Okay, there are little limitations to the SSMS that will be discussed, but even though it is SSMS 18.2 or SSMS 20.2, any version of SSMS, there will be no issues. Maybe for 18 and 20, you might see little difference in the interface. That's it. Okay, remaining everything, the base concepts, everything, all are same. So you can download it from the Google directly, the latest version of SSMS. If RDP is working, you can directly copy the SSMS to the Windows server and there you can install it. Okay. Again, SSMS is a shared feature. No need to install SSMS multiple times for multiple instances. Only one SSMS copy is enough to connect to the all SQL versions. Even though it is 2005, you can connect in the SSMS. Even though it is 2008, you can connect in the same SSMS. Even though it is 2012, same SSMS you can use. 16, 17, 19, 22, 25. So the SSMS is same. Using the same tool, you can connect to any of the versions, guys. Okay, clear, guys? So we have already discussed how to install SSMS in the last weekend. So once you installed how to open SSMS, earlier up to 2014, 2016, you can type SSMS in the run, just type SSMS. Okay. One minute. Becky, do you have my access? Sorry, do you have my number with you?
Is it the one I message you with?
Just ping me once. Yeah, just ping me. Okay.
No, I mean the one I pinged you with. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Becky. Right. So if you want to open SSMS up to SQL Server 2016 in the server, in the Windows machine, okay. So in the run, you have to simply type SSMS. In the run, open run, okay. Windows plus R, okay. Simply type SSMS, guys. Okay, you just type SSMS. If it's installed, automatically SSMS will open. Okay. Otherwise, we can also find in the Windows icon, Windows Home. Okay, Windows Home. Right. So for example, if this is the server, if you just click on this Windows icon, you can see here itself, or you can simply type SSMS. So if you type SSMS, then automatically you can see the Management Studio tool. If it's installed, again, if it's installed, you can see the Management Studio tool, and you can just click on this Management Studio tool to open the Management Studio. So earlier, like 2005, 2008, 8R2, like we have for 2005, the shortcut is different, guys. For 2005, the shortcut is SqlDBA. Don't worry. Nowadays, we are not using SQL Server 2005. The shortcut to open SSMS is SqlDBA. In the run, you have to type SqlDBA. Okay. From 2008 onwards, the shortcut is SSMS, guys. Any questions, doubts so far, please? Oh, Melody. Becky, Melody, both are same. No, right? Okay. Fine. Okay, fine, guys. Right. Okay. Any questions, guys? So in case if you are,
So,
yes, please.
2005 onwards till now, same SSMS. We can
Yeah,
open
yes,
through
yes,
Windows.
yes, yes. Same SSMS.
But I'm
Okay.
not able to open Windows or SSMS.
Sorry, what?
When I type no SSMS in
Hmm.
Windows or run.
SSM, just type SSM. The latest version don't need SSMS, just type SSM.
Only SSM.
Have you installed SSMS first?
Yeah. It was
If you
installed.
install, see, no need to worry. See, in case if you install, you can just open multiple ways. Click on the Windows, you can see like this Management Studio. Or you can see a folder
Yeah.
Microsoft SQL Server Tools 20. If you click on that, you can see Management Studio. Or you can open this, just type SSM or SSMS in the start button. You can see Management Studio in multiple ways you can open.
Yeah, that's fine. Windows R, it's not working for
Windows
that
R will
only.
not work. Windows R will not work. Windows R will not work.
Mhm.
Just hit the Windows button and type SSM.
Okay,
Windows
okay,
are
that's fine.
directly, if you, that's what, earlier it used to work if you type SSMS in the run, earlier like 2016 SSMS and all it used to came, and before that also like 2008, 8R2, like that for those versions, if you type SSMS in the run, you will get it automatically. But the latest
Mhm.
versions, the run won't work, okay? So you will get the error like this, okay?
Okay.
So simply you have to
Yes.
just hit the Windows button and type SSMS, okay? Or SSSM, like that. If you type, automatically you can see it in the Windows, okay? Clear, guys?
Okay, all right.
Any questions, any doubts? Okay, so in case if RDP is not working for you guys, how to copy the SSMS? You cannot copy the SSMS directly, okay? You cannot copy the SSMS directly. What you have to do is you have to download, after enabling all the internet connections that was discussed in the last session, like settings in the network connections, we have enabled the network adapter, and then from the my computer side we have enabled the remote settings. After enabling both, your server will get the internet, and in the server itself you can open the browser, Internet Explorer, and from there itself it will be, you can just simply type it, you can download it. Still, if you are facing any issue like downloading issues are there, I gave you one more software called SSMS ISO. Okay, SSMS ISO, you can download it. This, you have access to that. In the softwares folder you will have SSMS ISO. So download it. Simply once downloaded, go to the Oracle VirtualBox Manager, go to settings. Same like how you attach the SQL Server software, you have to simply attach SSMS ISO here. Okay, so like that it will be, or choose virtual optical disk file. You can see SSMS like this. A small disk kind of icon will be there on the particular this icon. So just click on that, automatically this will be attached. Once this is attached, where you can see whatever softwares you are attaching here, where we can see that, guys, you can see that in the
server,
server D
the
drive.
server folder, D
Yes,
drive.
server D drive you can see. So here you can see SSMS. Just right click open and you can see the setup file. Right click install, guys. That's it. These many ways we have to copy and to install the SSMS, guys. Are we good?
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions, guys? Okay, fine. One minute, please. I have to update the other class. Fine. Okay. Right. So we installed the SSMS in the last weekend. So just copy it and just install it as it is, guys. Right click once you copied it. So okay, let me cancel this and let me close this. So here, like once you copied the SSMS to the server, you can open this setup file, right click and you can install. Guys, this setup file, this is the setup file. You can see on the name itself, SSMS setup ENU. People sometimes they will open this itself. Okay, once you installed, only once will open the setup file. Once you installed, no need to open the setup file. Setup file will always help you to set it up, to install. That's it. Once you installed it, people will think that to open SSMS we have to click on it. Don't click on it. Don't click on this link. Don't click on this tool. That's it. It's already installed by using the setup file. Okay. So once installed, you have to open like this only, guys. Okay. So once you just right click on that, right click, you can see once you open SSMS, you can see just install button. No other options will be there. Just install it. Then the SSMS will be installed. So once SSMS is installed, how to connect to the servers? Let's discuss. What and all options you can see in the SSMS. Okay. How to connect, how to disconnect, how to run a query, how to close the window, what is a session, what is the use of the session, what is the impact of the session, and how to shut down the SQL server, how to restart the SQL server, how to stop the SQL server. Okay. So all these things let's discuss, guys. This is your SSMS tool. Once you opened, automatically you can see this tool like this. So as I said, we can use this tool to connect to the SQL server. Okay, we can use this tool to connect to the SQL server. So there are a lot of tabs here: login, connection properties, always encrypted, additional connection parameters. Forget about all these tabs. Okay, go to login section. Of course, automatically it will open login section. That is the first tab. You are trying to connect to what, guys? We are trying to connect to the database engine. I told you, right, SQL Server is nothing but a database engine. Database engine is the main component in the SQL servers, right? In the SQL servers, database engine is the main component, guys. So make sure here database engine is selected. By default, it will be selected. Other than database engine, what other things we can see, guys? We can see SSIS, SSRS, SSAS. Analysis services. If you want to connect, you can choose analysis services. If you want to connect to reporting, you can choose reporting. If you want to connect to integration, you can choose integration. And this is Azure SSIS integration, that is different completely. So mainly we'll connect to database engine. Our 95% of work will be on database engine only. Explicitly, if we have any SSIS, RSAS, they will give you that instance name. We have to simply choose SSCS and you have to choose the instance name in the below section. Right, database engine we have to connect. As we know that multiple database engines will be there. If you install one copy, one database engine will be there. If you install two copies, two database engine, three copies, three database engine, 10 copies, 10 database engine, 50 copies, 50 database engines will be there. So to which database engine you want to connect? So that you have to mention in the server name section. So whether you want to connect to a default instance, whether you want to connect to a named instance, you have to mention here. So no need to mention default or named, simply give the computer name if it is a default instance. So you can see like this. Once you install the SQL Server and click on the browse for more and click on the database engine, there you can see all the servers that you installed in this machine. Total how many instances installed in this machine, guys?
Only two.
Two installed, right? You can see first one is which instance?
Default.
Very
Default
good.
instance.
The second one is,
Named instance.
so how you can identify?
The first, it has taken the computer name, and the second, there is a name batch 57 SQL after the
Very
instance.
good. Yeah, very good. So if you see only computer name, okay, guys, if you installed SQL Server, then only you can see Shanmukh. You can see two instances. Okay, but I can see only one instance. While like that, I installed two instances in my machine. That's why I can see two instance names here. If you installed only one instance, you can see only one name. Okay, right? So if I want to connect to default instance, I can directly give the computer name, guys. Just to show you how many instances are installed in this machine, I just explored browse for more options. Okay, so I want to connect to default instance, connect to default instance. Click the name, select the name, click OK. Okay, and using which authentication, how we are trying to connect. If you remember in the installation, we discussed two types of authentication: Windows authentication and mixed mode
Mixed mode.
authentication. So mixed mode is nothing but SQL Server authentication. You don't see mixed mode here. Mixed mode is nothing but SQL Server authentication. Apart from these two ways, we have different ways, like using MFA, multi-factor authentication, using Entra password, Entra integrated, Entra service principal, Entra managed identity, Entra default. These are all Entras related to the Azure. So in the previous versions, you don't see this. Okay, Entra and all. You can see either Windows or mixed mode authentication. So for now, let's connect using Windows authentication. What is Windows authentication and all, I'll tell you. In the security session, I'll explain with the diagrams and all what is Windows authentication, how it will work, everything will be discussed. So don't worry. So now let's coming to the connection security part. Earlier in SSMS previous versions like up to 2016, you don't see this connection security. The latest versions like 19, 20, we have this connection security. So how you are connecting to the SQL Server? See, for every software there will be a certificate, guys. So certificate will be valid, but we don't worry. We don't need to worry about the certificate and all. These things will be taken care by the Windows team. Okay. So if you want encryption mandatory, select a trust server certificate. If it is mandatory, select this option. If you don't want it as a mandatory, choose optional. As it is optional, you can leave this box. If it is mandatory, select a trust server certificate. If it is optional, of course, it is not going to take care of the certificate. You can simply connect. Shanmukh, what is the impact? No impact and all. This is just an extra feature that was introduced in SSMS 19 and 20. So you don't worry whether you choose. Only one thing you have to remember: if you choose optional, no need to select this one. If you choose mandatory, select this trust server certificate. Okay. So I'm selecting this and click connect, guys. So you can connect to the SQL Server. Remember what is the star mark, guys? What is the star mark? When you can connect to SQL Server?
The servers
Very,
are up and running.
Very good. If the SQL Server is up and running, then only you can connect to the SQL Server. If it is not running, you can see, of course, it will come now. You will get an error, okay, like this on the screen. Okay, so now you can see cannot connect to server name. Okay, what is the reason? I told you in the last class as a DBA, what are the three main qualities you should have, guys?
Patience.
Very good, Tabasum. You have a lot of patience. Right. So now, yeah. Now, if you see this additional information, completely it is showing what is the error and all. Okay. See, just read it properly. A network related or instance specific error occurred while establishing a connection to SQL Server. The server was not found or was not accessible. Verify that the instance name is correct and that SQL Server is configured to allow remote connections. And these are all the these providers, guys, TCP/IP protocols. So now what do you understand by this error, guys? Again, read it properly. The server was not accessible or not found. One thing. One thing we noticed is the server was not accessible or not found. Means not found means what? If we don't install it, or if we are not using a proper name, then the server was not found or was not accessible. Means it is not ready to take the connections. Verify what and all things you have to check. It is saying verify that the instance name is correct. Boss, just check it whether you're giving the correct instance name or not. It is saying like that. And the SQL Server is configured to allow remote connections. I'll show you where to check whether remote connections are enabled or not. So now when we'll get this error, guys? When we'll get this error?
When we are not able to connect to the
the service is not running or stuck.
Very good. Okay. If we give the wrong server name, if the SQL services are not up and running, if we don't enable the remote connections in all these scenarios, we'll get the above error. So if you see this above error means what? What is the meaning of it? If the SQL server is not running, you will get the same error. If you give the wrong server name also, you will get the same error. And if it is not allowed for remote connections also, you will get the same error. Clear, guys? Are we good?
Yeah, Shanmugh.
Yes, yes,
In
please.
that error message, first we can see a network related issue, right? So we can say if there is any network
That is
issues and
that's
also
why remote connections in the sense network related only.
okay.
Remote in the sense
Okay.
network, right? So network related in the sense same remote. Okay, clear, guys? Any questions? So in all these three scenarios, we'll get this error. So this is very common. Sometimes you will get this error. Okay, when, guys, in what scenarios you'll get this error? If you are giving the wrong server name, if the SQL services are not up and running, and if it is not enabled for the remote connections, and of course if any network issues are there, if network and all is down, in all these scenarios you will get this error. Okay, you will get this error. Let me add, if the network is down, Control X. Okay, in all these scenarios you'll get this error. So we know that we didn't give the server name, automatically took the server name, so there is no issue with the server name. What is the other issue? What can be the other issue?
The services are not up and running,
Yes,
so we need to check.
Where to check whether services are up and running.
SQL Server configuration manager.
Configuration manager
That is one tool.
Services.ms.
or services.
Yes, okay.
Services.
Configuration manager is one tool to check. Otherwise, we can also use services.msc. Open services.msc, type open run, type services.msc in the server. Okay, so whatever we are doing, everything you have to do it in the server only. Your laptop will be used to start the VM and to connect to the RDP. That's it. Once you connect it to the server, Windows machine, everything you have to do it in the server only. We don't do anything in the laptop. So now you can see all the services. Okay, just select any service, hit yes. You can see all the services that starts with yes. Now you can see this is main service, SQL Server. You can see in the brackets instance name. In the brackets you can see instance name. And how many SQL servers are there currently, guys? How many instances are there in this machine currently?
Two.
Two. Okay, two SQL servers. See, SQL Server, one default instance, you can see MS SQL Server. SQL Server, one named instance, you can see the name of the instance. These are the main two services. Other services, if they are up and running or not, no issues. If this service is down, you cannot connect to the server in the SQL, in the SSMS, guys. Are you getting? Is it clear, everyone?
Yeah.
This is the main service, database engine service. This is also called as database engine service. If this is running, your SQL Server will be up and running. If this is down, this SQL Server will not be up and running. So how to start, stop, restart the service? Right click, you can start, or select it, you can start. Once started, you can also stop. You can see the status in the status column. Currently, it is not showing anything. If it is running, it will show you running. It is not showing anything means it's not started. Okay, so right click, start it. I'm just starting the named instance. Right, see here you can see running state now. Once it started, you can see stop, pause, or restart using these buttons, or right click, stop, pause, restart you can do. Now we want to connect to default instance, right? See, named instance, even though you connected to, you just started named instance, it won't work. See, again I'm trying to connect. This is called connect button. A small charger kind of thing is there, right? This is called connect button. Or click on connect. You can choose database engine. Anything is fine. I'll go with this one. And again I'm giving the same computer name and trying to connect again. Still I'll get the same error. Why? Because The main service is not yet started. This is the main service. So now if you start this main service, then automatically you can able to connect to the SQL Server in the Management Studio. Let's wait for a minute, for a while. We'll see the error first and then we'll start the service and then we'll connect. Yes, okay. Fine. Just click OK, go to services and select this service and right click. Sorry, this is not the one. Right click, start the service. But Shanmukh, every time we have to start? No, no, guys. If the SQL Server, last time as discussed, if the SQL Server is stopped, all the applications that are supporting the SQL Server will be stopped. The backend, the applications will use SQL Server as a backend. Okay, if SQL Server is stopped, the application also won't work. In the organization, very rarely it will be stopped. Otherwise, it will be started continuously. It will be up and running continuously. It should be up and running continuously. So Shanmukh, every server I have to go and start. I have 100 servers every day morning. I have to go and start these services. Not required, not at all. Okay. So if you are using a licensed version of Windows operating system, the services won't go down automatically. If you are not using a licensed version of Windows operating system, the services will be stopped somewhere whenever. Don't know when you stop Windows server, that also will be stopped. Or suddenly the services will be stopped if you don't use the licensed version of Windows server. Okay, so in the organization, we don't start it regularly. It should be the server will be up and running continuously, and the services also should be up and running continuously. If something went wrong, we will get an email update. We'll get an update to the Outlook. So and so server, SQL server is down. So we have to immediately go and check why it was down, what causes it is down, and we have to troubleshoot it. We have to make sure it is up and running. You should know, right, how to start, stop services and restart the services. So that's why we are just starting and stopping. But in the organization, don't worry, 99.99999 percentage the services will be up and running. Somehow when you did the patching, when you reboot the Windows machines and all, sometimes it will not start. So you have to start it like this. Clear, guys, how to start the services, SQL Server services, everyone? Any questions so far? Are we good? Right, okay, fine. So go to SSMS. Now I'm clicking connect. Earlier I was not able to connect, right? Now let's see. Now I am able to connect, guys. So this is how you can see once you connected, this is how you can see. So this is called Object Explorer, guys. This is called Object Explorer. Yes, yes, Radha, tell me.
There is one more checklist, right? How to check that, where to check that Windows remote connections are allowed or not.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Okay.
That you have to check in the. I'll tell you in the performance tuning sessions. Okay. What is remote connections and all, I'll tell you. Sorry, guys. I go. Yeah. So now you can see once it is connected, it will be like this in the management studio. So this is called Object Explorer. What is this, guys? Object Explorer. What is Object Explorer? In SQL Server, everything is an object, guys. Your database is also an object. Security is also an object. Server objects, everything is an object. So which you are going to explore it. As you are exploring the objects, that is called Object Explorer. So you can expand this and you can see each and every folder. Security you can see, server objects you can see, replication, polybase, always on, management studio, integration services, catalog you can see, like an agent and all you can see. So these are all objects. As you're exploring it, you can explore it using Object Explorer. If you want, you can minimize it by just clicking plus and minus symbols. Right. So this is your connect button, okay, to connect to the SQL servers. This is your disconnect button. Connect, disconnect. Connect, disconnect is very normal. Don't think disconnect means the server will be stopped. No. If you have a work, you will connect to the server. If your work is finished, you will disconnect from the server. Clear, guys? So disconnect won't impact anything. Disconnect means again you can connect. If you stop it, it will impact. So connect, disconnect is very common. So if you want, if you have a work, you will connect it using connect button. If you don't have work and if your work is finished, you can disconnect it using disconnect button. This is a grayed out button, stopped button. Okay, already SQL Server is running, so it's not stopped, right? So that's why this was grayed out. And this was filter. If you choose any of the folders, okay, if you choose any of the folders like logins and all, the filter will be enabled. You can just filter it. Filter in the sense to filter, search. Okay, we'll use the filter button. Just filter. This is called refresh button. N number of times you can refresh it. No issues at all. Nothing will happen to SQL Server. It's always recommended practice to refresh it when you are doing any kind of changes. Okay, this is called refresh button. How you are refreshing your Windows laptop, right click refresh. We can refresh SQL Server using this refresh button, or there is a shortcut F5 function key. F5 also is there. Using that F5 you can refresh it, guys. This is called resource governor. So you can see, okay, the health of the nodes and all using this resource. Okay, so these are all the options that you can see in the Object Explorer. You can just expand and you can just manage the size of the Object Explorer as per your requirements using this option, guys. Okay, fine. So now you can see different options here: file, edit, view, tools, window, help. These are all different options. We'll use it as per the requirements. Slowly you'll get to know. Sorry. If you want to run a new query, you can run the new query just by clicking on this, or there is a shortcut to open a new query using control. And if you keep your cursor here, you can see the shortcut. Using control plus N also, you can open the new query. Okay, or right click, you can choose new query. These are all the different ways to open the new query. Let's run a simple query today. Okay, let's run a simple query, very simple query. So once you click on the new query window, you can see the new query window will open like this. This is called one session. Who opened this session? Can anyone tell me?
Admin.
Administrator. Where I can see that? You can see on top
Bottom.
one place. You can see here
Bottom.
also. Okay, you can see here also. Here and here you can see. Means, see, I can run any queries here. I can create the objects like tables. I can delete the objects like tables and databases. But there should be an accountability, right? Who created the objects? Who deleted the objects? Who deleted the tables? Who deleted the records? Where is the accountability? What you are doing in the SQL Server? In the SQL Server, lot of sensitive data will be stored. Okay, if you are deleted by mistake, we should be able to track it, right? Who deleted, who ran this query, who executed this query. We should be able to track it, right? For that purpose, the session number is there. This is called session ID. Using this session ID, everything will be recorded. Whatever you are doing in this, if you are currently, if you closed it, you cannot see. If it is active, we can see. And who can run this query earlier also we can see using some custom scripts. So for that purpose, you will get your temporary space to work with the SQL Server. To this SQL Server, n number of users can connect at a time. 32,767 users can connect to the SQL Server at a time. To one SQL instance, 32,767 users can connect. Are you getting the point, guys? At a time, 32,000 users can connect and they can execute their queries. So if that many users can connect, how to track who is executing what kind of queries and all? Right? For that purpose, we have this session concept. In this session, you will get your own temporary space. Okay, so this is my in the sense the administrator space. I can run my own queries. Farooq can connect to the instance. He can run his own queries. Gopi can connect to this instance with his name. He can connect his own queries. Kavi can connect to this SQL instance, her own name. She can connect and she can run her own queries. Whatever work is there, the developers will connect. The developers will execute the queries, and then once their queries are completed, they will disconnect from the server. They will go to home. Clear, guys? So every user will get a separate space to execute their queries and all. That separate space is called a session. Every session will have a session ID. Using the session ID, I can track easily what and all things that user is running. So now if I want to run a simple query, okay, and just expand this to 200% just to show you a better way. Now I want to see the version of the SQL Server. What is the query, guys?
Select
Select at the rate
Select at the
version.
rate version.
Very good. Okay, we can see the version using a select at the rate version, guys. Very small queries will be there in the management studio. No need to remember lengthy queries and all. Hardly 5 to 10 queries will be there. Queries or commands, whatever it is. Hardly 5 to 10 regularly used commands. Okay. So I want to see. See means read. Read means which query we have to use? Select query. Okay. Select what you want to see. I want to see the version of the SQL Server. Just use this at and just type version. You can see the suggestions below. You can select the suggestion. If you want, you can type it, or if you want to use the suggestion, you can use the suggestion and select at version, guys. If you give the correct name in a correct way without having issues, the colors will be changed. See, this is blue color. Blue color means it's a keyword, and at version it is in pink color. If you give any space and all by mistake, okay, it won't work. If any error is there in the command, in the below itself you can see the error, a red line. If you see a red line in the command or query or in the script, that means the query is either wrong or that object is not existed, guys. Okay, so that I'll tell you, I'll show you, don't worry. So now I want to see whether this query is right or wrong. Before executing, always remember one thing: don't blindly go and execute, even though that is a select query. Always remember this. This is very important. You have to verify whether this command is right or wrong. Until at least you are comfortable, this and all no need to verify, but at least you are comfortable with the queries. Just learn how to verify whether this is right or wrong. So before executing, there is a button called parse button. Parse it. This is the parse button. A tick mark is there, right? That is called a parse button. So if you click on the parse button, it will tell you whether the query is correct or not. If you see command completed successfully means query is correct. And let me show you how you will get the error if you see this. See, must declare the scalar variable at means it won't tell you, hey Shanmukh, you are giving space after at the symbol. Don't give the space. Like that, it won't tell you clearly, guys. For that activity, the engineers developed one error information that you can see here. Okay, must declare the scalar variable. So sometimes you cannot understand what is this error and all. Very simple. Here the solution is, okay, delete the space. But it don't tell you, hey Shanmukh, you are giving the space, delete the space and try. It won't tell you guys. It will simply tell you for this activity, there is a alert or error already defined. So that alert you will get it here in the output pane. This pane is called results pane or output pane. Object Explorer. This is your Object Explorer. This place is your Object Explorer. You can see all the connected servers here. You can see all the connected servers in this space. This is your session. Okay. Okay. And this is your output pane or results pane. Three parts here. To see all the connected instances in the Object Explorer, you can see in the left section. And to execute any queries and all, here you can write the queries. And to see the output of the queries, you can see the below section. This result section you can see. Under result section you can see the output, whether it is right or wrong, whether it existed or not existed. Everything you can see in the results section. Clear guys? In the below section you can see who connected to the SQL Server. Okay, what database he connected, how much time he took to execute a query, database name, time, if you got any results, how many rows, everything you can see. This is the user name, administrator. This is the server name, which server you connected, guys. Clear? Questions, doubts? No questions? Are we good?
Yeah, good.
Right, okay. This is how it will be, guys. Now let me execute this now. Okay, command completed successfully means it's correct only. Now I'm executing. So while executing, you can execute by clicking on the execute button. You can use alt plus x, alt plus x. We can click on execute button, or we can use alt plus x shortcut, or we can use
Control X.
control x. No, control x won't work. Function key F5. Okay, so execute, you can execute by clicking on it, and I'm using alt x, and even I'm using F5 also. F5 or F7, execute button will be there. F5, yeah, you can see here F5, right? F5 also, just even though if you press F5, just F5 also it will execute, guys. Okay, but again, before executing, you have to keep in mind, okay, you have to keep in mind that one thing is you have to always parse it before executing. Second thing is on which database you're executing. This is very, very, very important, guys. Believe me, 10 years, 15 years professionals also got terminated by just doing a simple mistakes like this. Instead of one database, see, this is select query, no impact. Imagine you are running a delete query. Instead of one database, you just run the delete query in another database by mistake. If the object is not there, no issues. If the object is there, the object will be deleted. Object in the sense it can be a table or any other things. So by mistake, see, very, very important, minute thing. This is very important, but very simple thing. Whenever you are executing a query, always your eyes should be on this section, on which database you're executing, or here also you can see on which database you're executing, on which database you're executing, on which database you're executing. See, clients, again, there is no good and bad, guys. Even though you're a professional, even though you're having 10 years experience, if you do a simple mistakes, clients won't tolerate. And service-based companies depends on clients only. They will give crores of money. So if client says, yes, I need this guy, they will recruit. If client says tomorrow morning, I don't need this guy, he did a mistake, they will simply terminate. There is no permanent position in any IT company. Your job is not at all permanent. 1 minute is enough. If client is not satisfied, they will terminate. If it is service-based company, you might move to some other project. And if there are no projects in the hand, simply HR will tell you, okay, so we'll get back to you with the full and final settlement. That's it. Very simple. Just 1 minute is enough. I know a lot of people, okay, they just lost their jobs by doing a silly things like this. Wantedly, they don't do. Unexpectedly or unknowingly, they are in the flow, right? In that flow, they will continue. So from the beginning itself, I am telling you guys, keep in mind always while executing a query on which database you are executing. Before execute button, see one more button is there beside that. Keep an eye on that. Where you are executing, where you are executing, where you are executing. Just keep an eye on that. Especially alter queries, delete queries, drop queries. These queries are very, very important. Okay, so before executing, always check on which database you are executing the query. Very important. So you can use either alt X, you can use either F5, you can use also click on execute button to execute the query. This is the version. You don't see SQL Server 2019 or 2022 here, right? That you can see in the selected version output. So you can see here, actually there is a output. You cannot see that. Just if you keep your cursor here, it will be changed to double cursor. Okay, double click on it, you can see the complete output. Don't drag and drop. Just double click on it. You can see Microsoft SQL Server 2019. RTM, you remember guys? CTP RC RTM, the first base copy of the licensed version. Remember we discussed what is RTM released to market.
Released to market.
Okay. And which version it is? 15.0.2000.5, which is bill number X64-bit. September 24, 2019 it was released. Copyright Microsoft Corporation. Which edition it is, guys? Which edition of instance we are using now?
Developer edition.
Developer edition. Okay, and we installed this on Windows 2019 Data Center Evaluation Edition. We installed this software on Windows Server 2019 Evaluation Edition software. So in this way, you can see the version of the SQL Server, guys. Clear?
Hello, Shamukh.
Yes,
Hello.
please. Yeah, Ari, tell me.
Can we undo the any deleted object?
That is a different. See, undo we can do, but it depends upon the query that you are running. I cannot say completely you can undo, or I cannot say completely you can again redo and all. See, there are some limitations while undoing also. Committed, uncommitted transactions are there. Based on that, you can undo. But once you initiated, it might impact first of all the users will be impacted, right? You deleted
Yes.
an important table, so that users outside the world, they're already accessing the table. So if you deleted the table, automatically the users will be impacted, so they will raise the concern, so they will get to know. Okay, so undo in the sense different ways, depends on the committed transaction, depends on the uncommitted transaction we can do. But if it is a committed, we cannot undo. If it is uncommitted, at least we can try. I'll tell you what is committed and uncommitted, guys. Don't worry. Clear? Any questions so far?
I have one more doubt, Shamukh.
Yes, please.
You told that the 32,767 user can connect a SQL Server at a time. Okay.
Correct.
But I have a doubt that like Amazon, there are so many users they use instantly. I think
Correct.
more than lakhs people
Correct.
is using.
Yes.
So how they will connect they will also use the SQL Server or database.
I'll tell you how they will connect, how the users will be connected. I'll tell you. Okay, there is a little discussion. You should know because see 32,000, whatever you can see now, the RDP connection, it will allow only two members to connect to the servers at a time.
Yes.
Okay, so servers, the RDP, I just connected right in the beginning of my session. I connected to the server in the RDP. So like that, two people can connect at a time. Okay, right click, task manager. You can see here, okay, user section. So for administrator connected. Apart from administrator, one more user can connect at a time. But Shanmukh, only two, if two people can connect, what about the hundreds of developers, of developers, thousands of users, how they will connect? How they will connect means we will install SSMS in their local laptop. Once they are into the organization, once they are into the project, SSMS will be installed in their local laptops. Only SSMS. Believe, guys, remember one thing, SSMS is not SQL Server. SSMS is different, SQL Server is different. SSMS is just a tool to connect to the SQL servers. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
So in the user's laptop, if in a project 100 developers are there, the 100 developers can connect to SQL Server. How in the 100 developers laptops, each laptop SSMS will be installed in their local laptops. So they will open SSMS. Okay. See, if you are connecting directly logging into the Windows machine and if you are giving the server name, that is your regular connection. And server is here. Okay. Becky, no, that is not part of the discussion for now. That is a separate discussion. Okay. So server will be in one machine. Whereas, let me explain you. So imagine this is the data center. Okay. So in the data center, we have the Windows servers. Right. So this is the organization data center, guys. Your servers will be maintained in the data center, right? How a DBA will connect to the server? A DBA, okay, what he will do? If you are the user, okay, if you are the user, 1 minute, guys. Right. So if you are a DBA, how we will connect to the server as discussed earlier in this diagram, okay? You will simply open MSTSC and you will connect to this server first and then you will connect to the SQL server. See, if you are a DBA, you can directly connect to the Windows servers, guys. But as we discussed earlier, how many people can connect to the Windows server at a time? At a time, how many people
Two.
can connect?
Two
Two.
sessions.
So out of these two, see who can connect to the Windows servers directly? Windows team, storage team, network team, and DBA team. They all can connect to the servers directly. So as I said, two connections, one person can be from Windows, one person can be DBA, one person can be network, one person can be storage, one person can be storage, another person can be network. So like that, people will connect. If anyone is connected, and if all the two slots are fill, then you cannot connect. The third person cannot connect to the server using RDP. But Shanmukh
Yes.
said only two people can connect to the server. Like in case if I'm having 100 developers or 1000 developers, how they will connect? So in their laptops, okay, what Windows team will do once you are selected, if you are a developer, imagine. So Windows team will install SSMS directly in their laptops. They don't connect to the servers, okay, directly. They don't connect to the servers directly. Simply Windows team will install SSMS in their local laptop. So they will connect to their laptop. They will open their laptop. They will type SSMS. So once they type the SSMS, what will happen, guys? Once they type the SSMS, imagine she is the developer. So she is going to type SSMS in her laptop. So once she opened SSMS, she can see an SSMS screen like this. Okay, like this she can see.
Yes.
Or else imagine in my laptop I opened SSMS. Okay. This I want to cover it later in the security, but anyhow, okay, let's cover it now. So like that, imagine if I'm a developer, I'll open the office laptop and I'll simply open, if I want to run some queries, I'll simply open, okay, SSMS in my laptop. See, here, please be muted, Ari. Here, if I am trying to connect to the server, SQL server, I'll give the name of the SQL server. No matter where it is, guys. This can be in any data center. This can be in US data center. The SQL server can be UK data center, Singapore data center, Australian data center, Dubai data center. It can be at any place. But using the SSMS in the developer's laptop, she can connect to the SQL server. That is called remote connection. Is it clear now, guys? She can connect to this or she can also connect to this. Any instance she connect provided if she has access. Shanmukh, everyone connect? No, not everyone. People who are having access, okay, they only can connect using this SSMS, guys. Not everyone can connect, okay? So we have to provide as a DBS, we have to provide access to the people, then they are able to connect to the SQL servers. So the servers will be somewhere, the SQL servers will be somewhere in the Windows machines. Okay, and as a management staff like DBA, Windows admin, network admin, storage admin, of course, we are doing a lot of maintenance activities. So there is a need that we have to connect to the server remotely, directly we have to connect to the server. Whereas users, they will not connect to the servers directly. Using this SSMS tool and by giving the SSMS server name, okay, in the SSMS by giving the SQL server name, they can connect. This is called, for them this is remote. See, once it's opened for me like this, I'll give the server name here. I'll give the server name here. Okay, so now imagine the server name is, okay, this is the one. Okay, and I can give the like this, but I cannot connect, guys. Why? Because that is in different machine and my SSMS is in different machine. So if you enable the connection between these two, then I am able to connect. If I didn't enable the connection between these two, I cannot connect. See, now I'll get an error. I told you, right, in 3 scenarios we'll get this error. A network related instance specific error will occur in 3 scenarios. When? If the server is not found, if the server is not up and running, and if there are any network issues. See, now there is a network issue. Why? Because I opened SSMS in my local laptop, but I am trying to connect to the SQL server in another machine. Are you getting the point, guys? Clear? So you have to have a network between your laptop and your server. If a trustworthy is there between these two, then I'm also can able to connect to that SQL server, guys. In the organization, Windows team will set up that. So in the developers machines, only see here, even though server is up and running, you can see this error. Why? You can see here the server is already connected and it's up and running here. See, in the direct machine, I can connect to the server, but from my local laptop, I cannot connect to the server. Why? Because of network connections. There is no network between my local laptop SSMS and the server, SQL server in the Windows machine. Is it clear, guys, everyone? So how developers will collect like that 100 or 1000 people, they will open SSMS, they all can connect to this SQL servers. But for them, this is not remote. They need no need to use RDP, no need to connect to RDP. They will directly open SSMS. They will simply select the server name. They will connect it. So that's why once your work is finished, even though you close your SSMS, nothing will be impacted in the servers. Why? Because you just connected. You took one session. Here, what is her name? Imagine she is okay. Swati. Okay. So Swati, as a developer, Swati connected to the server. Swati got one session. Okay, like this. She got one session. You can see here. Like now I can see administrator, right? Once Swati connected, Swati can see her name Swati. She will connect with her credentials and Swati will execute. Then Tabasum will connect. She will connect to the SQL server. She will execute her own queries. Nanda will connect. He will execute his own queries. Saurabh will connect. He will execute his own queries. Sharat will connect. Like that, 32,000 people can connect to the SQL servers at a time. They can execute their own queries. Remember, they are not connecting to the server through RDP. They are through SSMS using one tool. They are connecting to the SQL servers. Clear now, everyone? Guys, how developers will connect to the SQL servers?
But their account should be created, right? In
Of course, of course, of course, of course. Without account, how they can connect? Okay, so I told you, right, as a DBA, we have to create their logins. See, Swati directly cannot connect to which database, which table, everything I can provide the security to Swati. Okay, she is not a DBA. She has to have a limited access. So on a specific database, I'll give the access. On a specific table, I'll give the access. That too, who will take care of it? As a DBA, we have to take care of it. To what database she can connect, to what table she can connect, that will be controlled by us. Clear, guys, now? How developers will connect, is it clear now? So this can be in any data center. Swati can do work from home, one can from Pune, from Bangalore, from her village. Okay, you can connect unless and until you have a what I can say VPN connection and all. You can connect anywhere in the world with a good internet connection. Clear? Any questions how the users will connect to the SSMS SQL server? Is it clear, guys? So silent. Is it clear or not clear, guys? Tell me.
It's clear, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So if it's cleared, take a break, come back after 15 minutes, guys. We'll discuss the other things. Okay. I'll be back and we'll be discussing the things after 15 minutes. Good. Yeah. So for example, there are two queries. If you want to execute both two queries, you can still execute it like this completely. You can see two outputs. Okay, right. It is not giving. Okay, is it selected? No, right? Okay, let me select. It is still not taking. Okay, generally in the latest versions maybe it was changed. Okay, but in the previous versions, okay, in the previous versions, in this window, how many queries are there? If you simply click execute button, automatically it will be executed, guys. Okay, in this window, if you run 100 queries also, if you click on execute button, all the 100 queries will be executed. Even though you have 100 queries, you want to execute a specific query, select the query like this. Keep your cursor before the beginning of the query. Okay. So just click one click is enough. Just once, if you click on that particularly, the whole line will be selected. Don't select like this. Okay. It's not good when you're sharing the screen with your manager and all. Selecting the queries and all is not good. Just keep your cursor here, select once, clicks once, automatically the whole line will be selected and you can simply execute it, guys, like this. Okay. So I'll tell you what is this SP help DB and all. I'm just explaining like how multiple queries can be executed. Okay. If you want to execute this query, select this query and execute. So even though you have 100, 200 queries in this, but you want to execute a specific line or specific set of lines you want to execute, simply select it like this and you just click on execute button. So automatically the selected queries will be executed, guys. Automatically the selected queries will be executed. So if you have multiple lines, if you want to execute a single line or a selected lines, you have to simply select it using your cursor and then you can execute automatically the whole the selected area will be executed, guys. This is how you have to execute multiple queries. Okay. So now let's discuss this important point, guys. For example, if you have a SQL Server 2016. Okay. 1 minute, please. 1 minute, please. Right. Fine. Okay. So you're able to hear me, right, guys?
Yes, yes.
Okay, done.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is very important, guys. For example, like as discussed, SQL Server 2008 will have an SSMS. Up to SQL Server 2014, each version will have its own SSMS. 2008 SSMS, 2012 SSMS, 2005 SSMS, 2014 SSMS. Okay. From 2016 onwards, SSMS is separated. So there is no specific version to SSMS, like whatever software is releasing, Microsoft is releasing, that it is giving SSMS 16, SSMS 17, SSMS 18, SSMS 19, currently SSMS 20 is going on. Okay. So my question is, for example, in my Windows machine, SSMS 2014 is there. And in the same Windows machine, I installed SQL Server 2019. Can I connect SQL Server 2019 in SSMS 2014? Yes or no? Just try it, guys. Yes or no? Just type your answers in the chat. Can I connect? Or simply, can I connect SS in the SS? We have also 2008 in the same machine and 2019 also in the same machine. Imagine. So 2008 SSMS you are using to connect to 2019. Okay, so is it possible to connect to 2019 instance in 2008 SSMS, guys? Type your answers in the chat. Okay, so very good, guys. Most of you said, most not all, everyone said yes. So the answer is yes, we can connect. Right. Now I'll ask the same question like this. I have SSMS 19 and SQL Server 2005. I have SSMS 19 and I have SQL Server 2005. Can I connect 2005 in the SSMS 19 or 20? Or let's go with the 20. I have 2005 and SSMS version is 20, SSMS 20. So can I connect my 2005 instance in the SSMS 20? Guess it, guys. Guess it. Just yes or no. No problem. Inky Pinky Ponky also you can use. No issues. You can just guess it. Okay, fine. So most of you said no this time. Okay, and Hari said yes, and Tabasum said yes. Wahab also said yes. Okay, so the answer is yes, guys. In both the cases, the answer is yes. SSMS version can be anything, and your SQL Server version can be anything. You can still connect to the SQL Server using any version of SSMS. It can be a lower version, it can be a higher version. There is no issues. But you have to keep in mind that one important point is there here. For example, your SSMS version is lower version and you are connecting to the higher version SQL Server. Higher version features will not be visible or supported in the lower version SSMS. Again, I am repeating. If your SSMS is lower version and you are connecting to the higher version of SQL Server in the lower version of SSMS, higher version features will not be visible and supported in the lower version SSMS. Is it clear or not? I'll give you an example. Let's go to the server. Always on has been introduced from SQL Server 2012. Always on is a technique to synchronize the data between the servers. Always on is an excellent feature. So Microsoft introduced this from 2012 onwards, SQL Server 2012. if I connect the same 2019 instance, means in 2012 we have always on, 2014 we have always on, 2019 we have always on, 2017 we have always on, 2022 we have always on. But if I use the same instance, if I connect this 2019 instance in SSMS 2008, you cannot see this always on. You cannot see this polybase. Why? Because these are all the new features that was introduced later. So the new features of 2019 will not be visible in the 2008 SSMS, even though the server is having features, but SSMS is not compatible to show that features. Are you getting the point, guys? Everyone? Everyone, is it clear, everyone?
Yes, yes.
So if SSMS is lower version and your SQL Server is higher version features will not be visible in the lower version SSMS. That is one point I just want to clear. In this scenario, no issues. SSMS can be higher version. SQL Server can be any version. No issues at all. No challenges here. Any version, it will work. If SSMS is higher version, if the SQL Server that you are connecting is lower version, no issues. If SSMS is lower version and SQL Server that you are connecting is higher version features are not visible in the lower version. Why? Sometimes because sometimes you will connect to the servers. You will work with old machines. So in that you will, by mistake, you will open SSMS. It can be 2008 SSMS, it can be 2012 SSMS. And you will connect to latest version SQL Server. You cannot see always on. Where is the always on? Where is the always on? Like that you will think. Where is the new feature? I cannot see. Why it is not working as expected? Because the SSMS version is lower version and you are using the higher version SQL Server. So there is a compatibility issue. So that's why higher version features will not be visible in the lower version of SSMS, guys. Clear, everyone? Any questions, doubts?
Sir,
So
I have a
this,
question.
yes, please, Farooq.
Okay. Sir, the SQL Server version 2005 is still using anywhere?
Yes. I told you right last time. See, we are still using SQL Server 2000 also.
2005. Okay. Sir,
See,
what is the reason? Why
I told
are
you,
they-
see, all these things we have already discussed in the last class. It can be very simple. Lot of applications will be there, like critical applications, non-critical applications, like some applications will generate revenue. Some applications you
okay, sir.
have to maintain it for the sake of, okay, SLAs, service level agreements and all. So I don't want to spend extra
Okay.
money on my machine. It is not giving any
Mhm.
revenue. Just it has to be up and running as per the agreement between the client and me. So why again I'll upgrade to 2012, 2019, 2022? So it's waste of money, right? So just for the agreement purpose, the applications or some internal applications are there where there is no dependency. So still I can use
Fine.
2000. It won't stop you. But you cannot install now. Whenever, like last time when you install, you can still use it. But you cannot install it now once the support period is ended. Clear, guys? Any questions, doubts?
Thank
Are
you,
we
sir.
good with SSMS? Okay, fine. So that is all about the management studio, guys. That is all about the management studio. Any questions, doubts so far? So we don't use all the options, guys. This same SSMS will be used for SSIS, SSRS, SSAS also. They will use few options. As a DBA will use few options. Okay. Business analyst also will use this tool. They are going to use few options. And even using Visual Studio also we can connect to SQL servers. Okay. Just one extra point. Using Visual Studio also we can connect. Using PowerShell also we can connect to the SQL servers. PowerShell in the sense same command, whereas Visual Studio again a separate tool. So using different tools we can connect to the SQL servers, guys. Okay, so if I want to connect to named instance, click on the connect button, and this time click on this named instance, click on connect. Can I connect, guys, now? So we have
Yes.
Yes.
professionals working on other technologies like Oracle DBA here in the session. Now my question is, when I'm trying to connect, it is not asking any password. Then does it mean we can connect to the SQL servers without password? If that is the case, where is the security?
Windows
In
authentication,
Windows
we don't
authentication, we
need
will connect.
password. Mixed mode SA password we will give.
Correct. Very good, guys. So as discussed, if you remember, we discussed this point in the last weekend session. Windows authentication, we don't need to give any password, but remember when you are trying to install, you will click on add current user. Okay. Remember when you click on add current user, and if you wait a while and if you see which user is connected, created, this user will be created. Guys, we don't need to give the password. That doesn't mean it is not using the password. Both are different completely. There is a lot of difference. We don't need to give the password. Why? Because while logging into this Windows server itself, you gave the administrator username and password, and your account is created in the SQL server. So, and you are already a successfully verified user in the OS level. So that's why I told you, I gave you an example also. When you go to shopping mall, the beginning they are going to check. They don't check for every shop. The security checks will be completed at the beginning of the shopping mall. Once you are enter into that shopping mall, okay, you can go to any shop. So this is also same at the OS level itself, it is verifying. And yes, there is a SQL user is created with this name. When you click on add current user, this user will be created. Let me show you in the security. Because of this login, I am able to connect to the SQL server. If someone deletes this login, I cannot connect to SQL server. So don't think that as it is not asking password, there is no security. Everyone can connect. Windows team can connect to the Windows machine with their own account. But for there is no entry right here. For example, Harishankar wants to connect. Can Harishankar connect to the SQL server with the current security context? No.
No.
Why? Because there is no Harishankar name in this list. There is no Gopinath name in this list. There is no Saurabh, Sheikh, Sridhar. No name is here. Those who are part of this logins list, they only can connect. So this account is part of this logins list. See here, administrator. So as it is part of it, so that's why I'm able to connect. When you click on add current user, what will happen? It will create an entry for you in the logins list. That's why once installation is done, you are able to connect to the SQL server, guys. Clear, everyone? If you give Windows authentication, I mean SQL authentication, you have to give separate username and password. That also same concept. If the user is existed here, I told you, right, if you select Windows authentication and below to that during installation, try to recollect the screens. During installation, if you select mixed mode authentication, it will ask the password for SC account. See, this is the SC account. As we didn't give the password during that time, so that's why it is in disabled state. See, red mark is there, means it is in disabled state. If you give the password during the installation, this will be enabled. So I can even connect to SQL Server using SCA, and that password you will give, right? That password you have to give here so that you can also connect to the SQL servers. Now I am not connecting, but I am just showing. Okay, this is how you can connect with SCA account. But no matter whether you are a Windows login or SQL login, you all will have a same access in case if you are part of the sysadmin role. Clear? Any questions, doubts?
No.
Okay, fine. Right, so let me minimize this, I'm connecting to named instance. So I'm just trying to connect to named instance. Click connect. So I'm able to connect. Okay, so I'm able to connect. This is agent service, guys. This I'll tell you for the automation and all will use this agent service. This is in stopped state. If it is running, you can see here a green color play button. This is called service watcher. watcher, which is going to watch the service watcher. This can be like green play button, that means SQL Server is up and running. If it is like this red stop button, SQL Server will be in stopped state, guys. Okay, so I can still stop it using the right click stop option and just confirm it by clicking yes. The SQL Server will be stopped. So if the SQL Server is stopped, if you are running any queries, okay, it won't allow you. See, question mark is there here. After some time, it will go to red mark like this, red stop button. So now earlier I ran this queries, right? Now if you are trying to run this query, you will get the error. You will get the complete error. What it is like connection error, you will get it. Why? Because see, if this is up and running, it can give you one session to you. This is completely down. How it can give a session? If you are not getting the session, how you can execute the queries? Clear, guys? You will get the error now. Wait for a while. So until it's stopped. So if you want to cancel the query, this is the cancel button, guys. Okay, just highlighted, right? This is the cancel button. See, the connection is broken and recovery is not possible. Okay. If you just click here and hit enter, you can see the error message. The client driver attempted to recover the connection one or more times and all attempts failed. Increase the value of connector retry count to increase the number of recovery attempts. Okay, so this is how the error will be. Sometimes very big error. If you are trying to refresh also, it won't refresh. Can I refresh, guys? See here, it stopped. Can I refresh? Refresh is also one command that will execute on the server. As the server is not able to take any connections, a refresh also will be failed. See, this is how you will get it. Big error. Fail to retrieve the data for this result. Just you are refreshing. I'm not doing anything, just refreshing. Okay. The connection is broken and recovery. Same, whatever you can see here, the client driver attempted to recover the connection. Same error here. So this is how you can see. If you want to see, I can refresh this one. Why? Because this is up and running. I can refresh it, but I cannot refresh this. Refresh is also a command. So it has to run on the server, but the server is in stopped state, right? So you cannot start, you cannot refresh it. If you want, you can start it by right clicking and start. So don't test it whether Shanmukh is saying correct or not on the production servers. Okay, definitely it will work. You don't test it on the production servers, then they will test your candidature. If you test, try to start and stop, okay, the production servers and all, never ever shut down the SQL servers, never stop the SQL server. There is only one activity you have to stop it, that is during decommission of the SQL server. That time, after taking proper approvals, once everyone is approved, then you can stop the SQL server for 1 2 weeks. After that, if there are no complaints from the users, then you can uninstall the SQL server. Clear, guys? If you want to start this agent, simply right click and you can start this agent. Yes. Just refresh it. Now you can see the play button here also. Now both are running. Or you can also start it from the services.msc agent service. Okay, just refresh it. One agent is running for default instance. This agent, if you want to start, you can start it for named instance. Okay, so in this way you can start. See here, it is not showing as, see now it was automatically refreshed and you can see it is in play button. Okay guys, are we good?
Yes, session.
Okay, so sometimes if you're closing the SSMS, very simple. In the organization also you'll get this, what to select and all. If you want to save the queries, you click yes. If you don't want to save the queries, you click no. Okay, so again, we don't want to save all the queries, guys. So always you have to select no only. Okay, so don't worry, Shanmukh, what we have to select, yes or no. Yes, if you select, the items will be saved. Like it's also a kind of a notepad. When you are closing the notepad after typing the things, if you are closing the notepad without saving, you will get a save or don't save, right? Like this. Okay, so this is the notepad and you just typed something, and when you are trying to close, it will ask you save or don't save. If you save it, it will be saved in your local laptop, or if you don't save it, it will be cancelled. So in the same way, okay, if you save it, the script will be saved. If you don't save it, the script will not be saved. So always we'll choose as no. Closing the SSMS will not impact the SQL Server at all. Again, I am saying closing the SSMS will not impact the SQL Server at all. Okay, see, still SQL servers are up and running. So once the users, why? Because users also will be connected and DBS also will be connected to the SQL servers. So you can see here, okay, still SQL server is up and running, up and running. So even though you close the SSMS, nothing will happen until and unless you stop the service manually. This won't be stopped. So you can, users will connect to the SQL servers by using SSMS, and then they are going to close it once their work is finished, guys. Okay. So I'll give you an assignment, just quick assignment. You can just go and check now. Tell me the command to connect to the SQL servers using command prompt. You can just Google it, no problem. Command to connect to the SQL servers using command prompt. Just Google it and type it. Don't copy paste it. Type the command and just paste it in the chart, guys. We have enough time, 10 minutes time. Just do that. And now I don't want to start any new topic. In the evening session, we'll start the database creation, objects that will be created when you create a database, every file discussion, data file, log file, how it will work, how the mechanism will be. Okay, so we'll be discussing the evening session. Right. So that is the assignment. I'll be there here. Okay. Just go to Google. Just type what is the command to connect to the SQL Server default instance. Command to connect to the SQL Server named instance. I'm waiting, guys. I need complete command, Nanda. Complete command, so that definitely using that command, I should be able to connect to the SQL Server. Guys, I guess you misunderstood this. I need a complete command which will help you to connect to the SQL Server. Simply go to Google, type, or go to ChatGPT, type command to connect to SQL Server default instance. Tabassum, you just type the command to start and stop the services. Net start, net stop. Just type it. I will see. Okay, what is the correct command that you are using? I'll also show you by executing on the screen, guys. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Okay, fine. So Nandakishore, Netstop, SQL Server, Tabasum, SQL CMD, -S, server name, instance name, SQL CMD, Netstart. Okay. See, Netstop, like I just stopped the services, right, using SSMS. Sorry, using SSMS, I started and stopped the services. In how many ways we can do that, guys? Using SSMS, we can start and stop the SQL services. Using services.msc also, we can start and stop the SQL services. Using command prompt also, we can start and stop the SQL services. Okay. If you want to start and stop the SQL services, simply net start. Already it started, right? So net stop MS SQL Server. Default instance name I'm giving. So this is one way of stopping. See, it was stopped. It is asking whether you want me to stop the agent also. Yes or no. Yes. Okay. So in three ways we can start and stop the services. Okay. One is using SSMS. Second one is using services.msc. Third one is using command prompt also. See, the default instance is stopped now. See, currently it is showing as running, right? The default instance database engine. Just refresh it. It will be in stopped state. See, it was stopped. If you want to start again, you can start it. Or if you want to start using the command net start MS SQL Server. Enter. So net start and stop both are the commands to start and stop the services. So not to connect to the SQL Server. Okay. So some of you said SQL CMD server name -S server name instance name and -E for authentication and shake SQL CMD -S server name -E and SQL CMD -S server name instance name Gopinath SQL CMD -S server name instance name. So most of you said correctly. Okay. So that is the command. Let's see. Sometimes SQL CMD and let's see whether it will work or not. Okay. Hyphen yes MS SQL Server. See, what is the error? ODBC driver it is asking name could not connection. Okay. See the same error. See, when we are connecting to the SQL Server using this SSMS, how we will get the error? A network related instance specific error has occurred while establishing connection server is not found or not accessible. So same error, guys. Okay. So let me pull this one. Let me try with -E. I can use up arrow for the previous command. Okay. The same error. Okay. So the correct command is, let me tell you the correct command. SQL CMD command to connect to SQL Server. Is this not the correct command? One minute. Just I'll explain about the configuration manager, guys. Don't worry about the configuration manager and all.
The server is stopped, right?
No, it started, right?
No, we didn't start.
Okay.
MS SQL Server.
Correct. Yeah, Kavya. I thought it's up and running. Yeah. Maybe any network issues like that. Okay. No issues now. Yeah, now it's up and running. Thank you, Kavi. And up arrow, guys. SQL CMD hyphen yes. What is the host name? Let me take the host name. Okay. We can take the host name from this PC properties, or we can also use host name in the command prompt, guys. Anything we can use. CMD host name. We don't use it generally, just to show you for extra knowledge. That's why. Okay. Sometimes in the queries, in the scripts and all, okay, it will be, see here. SQL CMD -s means server name, and server name, the server name -s indicates server name, and you have to give the server name, which server you have to connect. So once it is successful, once the connection is successfully established, then you can see 1. So here again you can run this command, select at version. Now we are connected to the default instance, guys, and just by this one, typing select at version will not help you. If you want to execute, just hit go. Then you can see the version. See, Microsoft SQL Server 2019. Okay, same whatever output you can see in the SSMS, the same output you can see. Earlier we also ran sp_help db and hit enter, then use go. Go will help you to execute it. Okay, so now you can see the system databases, all the databases that are there in the SQL Server. So in this way you can connect to the SQL Server using SQL CMD, guys. Okay, so this is how we can use it. Okay, so using this we can connect to SQL servers, and we can see okay, we can execute the query. Sometimes maybe in the documentation and all, which one I use? Okay, sp_help I used instead of sp_help db, sp_help I used. That's why I got all these help related commands. Okay, and I can also use sp_help db so that I can only see the database related information. So if you want to, guys, no need to learn all these things again. The same thing we can do it from the SSMS also. Okay, the same thing we can do it from the SSMS also. But in case sometimes SSMS is not accessible and all, and you want to check it, and sometimes it is accepting only a single user connection. Okay, single user mode. In that scenario, you can just execute. You should know how to connect to the servers using command prompt and all. So see here, when I run sp_help db and go, I can see the database, all the databases list and all. Okay, all the databases and their properties, everything I can see like this. Okay, guys, so this is how we can connect to the SQL Server. And
For named instance, we need to pass the name.
Same. We have to give the name of the instance.
Okay.
If you want to exit, you can exit. Go. Okay, exit. Yeah. See, now again you are back to the administrator console. So this is how you can connect, guys. Okay. Clear, guys? Any questions, any doubts? And in the evening session, I'll tell you in how many ways we can give the instance name, like what and all instance names we can give. I'll also show you in the evening session, and we'll try to connect to the SQL. Guys, again, SQL command prompt, will never use it. So it's not so important to remember all these commands and all. The same you can achieve using SSMS. So don't worry. Simple commands only, but you can still, okay, you can Google it and you can get it, not an issue. And the second thing is, we'll also discuss in the evening session, we'll also discuss the database internals, how the data will be organized. Okay, what is the fundamental level of storage in the database, how the data will be, okay, how the storage will be allocated when you are creating new objects and all, what is the mechanism involved, what is the use of the data file, what is the use of the log file, why we need 2 files. Okay, so all these things will be discussed in the evening session, guys. Okay, so that's it for now. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, we are good to close the session for now. and we'll connect in the evening 7 p.m. IST. And for US people, it will be tomorrow morning 8:30 EST, guys. Okay. Yeah. Thank you all. Bye. Good day, guys. Good night. Bye.
Look, just one question.
Yes, Radha.
In my VM, right, installed 2019, but why it created these folders
See, the base features,
15?
so you install
Uh,
SQL Server 2019, 2022, still you will get 80, 90, 100 by default for every
uh,
instance. Okay,
okay.
for every instance, even though installed latest versions, still in this PC, my computer, and in the C program files, Microsoft SQL Server, so you can see this 80, 90, 100 folders. So that is because the base C, whenever it is extending the new features, it will simply add a separate folder for the new features, but the base features and all will be still
Okay, okay.
carry with the old folders only, old directories only. So even though you
Mm-hmm.
2022, still you can say 80, 90, 110. So these are all the main folders that gets impact on the SQL Server features. So all the main features are there in the 80, 90, 110. The DLL files of those files, those features are there in this particular folders. The new features of the 2019, those files, those DLL files are there in this 150 folder. So that's why by default you will get 80, 90, 110 folders.
Yeah, understand. Okay.
Okay, guys. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you all. Bye.